Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 2nd of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm, and exactly how both Bob Iger and Bob Chaypek are really going to handle everything moving forward when it comes to Disney Plus and the theatrical releases, like the fourth Star Wars trilogy of films and other movies alike. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are now in a phase of damage control and desperation in order to really get the ball rolling again, to really kind of bring Star Wars to the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or at least near the same exact level. Now, Bob Chapek's main plan here is to actually make it above the MCU. He wants Star Wars to actually be exactly where it was before Disney took over Lucasfilm, where it was in its prime. Now, sure, at that point in time, before Disney took over, the prequel trilogy was highly criticized, and that's okay, but the original trilogy was always a hit classic. Now, when we look at everything that has happened with the Skywalker saga, specifically the sequel trilogy, The Force Awakens started off as a mysterious movie, letting one wonder as to what's going to come next, and it had a lot of callbacks to A New Hope. One would even debate that it was pretty much a hard copy of A New Hope, which is, pretty fair. I mean, there were a lot of similarities in there. And then The Last Jedi was something completely different, like, let's take a turn for Star Wars, let's make something completely different that the fans have never seen before, and a lot of fans, including myself, were completely against it by Rian Johnson. And then The Rise of Skywalker was a movie that went through massive reshoots and rewrites. So, with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are currently focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe. Both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are currently developing multiple plans to reunite the Star Wars community around the world. Since the release of Episode 9, many fans have been upset with the treatment of the end of the sequel trilogy, and that it's noted that behind the scenes, director and writer J.J. Abrams was very regretful over what he ended up doing with Episode 9, since Kathleen Kennedy intervened and ordered him to do reshoots and is described to be very sorry for what he did with the final installment of the sequel trilogy and feels bad for the Star Wars fans. Furthermore, it's explained that J.J. Abrams also regrets that he was not able to write or direct The Last Jedi between a number of reasons as to why he did not, and believes that the sequels would have been far better with one director and one writer consistently through. Now, it's explained that Disney wants to bring back director J.J. Abrams for the Star Wars films and or TV shows on Disney Plus. However, since J.J. Abrams made a deal with Warner Media that is worth $250 million, it's currently unclear if this deal would make it impossible for J.J. Abrams to even return. However, Bob Chapek, the new Disney CEO, has been in the talks with J.J. Abrams in a desperate attempt to make him become a part of the evolving Star Wars universe when it comes to television. Now, Bob Chapek is said to also have been in the talks with those over at Warner Media to attempt to regulate a plan with Abrams for the Star Wars franchise. So, the thing about this that's very complicated, I don't know if you guys remember, but not too long ago, it might have been earlier this year or maybe late 2019, that Abrams got that deal. He got that Warner Media deal. $250 million, I mean, it's a big deal. It's an exclusivity deal. But it's still not really all that specific as to whether or not he can direct or write other movies or TV shows outside of Warner Media. That's still a big, mystery as of right now. And when we think about everything with J.J. Abrams, do I think it would be a good idea for him to come back? That really is a tough answer for me to say right now, because I would say kind of skip him for the movies. I wouldn't want him back for the movies per se. He has his strong points, yes, but he's got a lot of weaknesses in there when it comes to the Star Wars films. That's just my, analysis on that. But when it comes to television, right, we've seen some high points in television. J.J. Abrams, after all, had some involvement with Westworld, and you can see some of his work involved in Westworld. He actually had a pretty big role in really implementing some side stories in the stories of Westworld, and those stories that J.J. Abrams implemented, I gotta say, really made the actual Season 2 and Season 3. Now, the thing about that, of him being involved with television and how Bob Chapek is really trying hard to get him back on board, mainly for Disney Plus, is that I think that he could very well be more suited for television. I mean, after all, You know, he was involved with Westworld on some level, the same exact thing with Lost and Fringe, you name it. So it's kind of his field, honestly. He's been with a lot of TV series before in the past, and it would really be kind of his territory. I wouldn't be against that idea. So when we think about everything related to all of this, obviously, the Star Wars franchise is ever evolving. New creators are coming on board. Some creators are returning. You know, they're also bringing in popular ones like Robert Rodriguez, one of my favorite directors and writers out there, and he's actually a part of The Mandalorian Season 2, in case you guys did not know. So with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.